Hello and welcome to Easy English Tips Podcast, a place where you can relax, practice English listening, and learn something meaningful at the same time. Today's topic is something that many of us struggle with: managing our time. Sometimes it feels like there are never enough hours in a day. We wake up with good intentions. We plan to be productive. We promise ourselves that today will be different. But somehow the day passes quickly. And at the end of the day, we ask ourselves, where did all the time go? If you have ever felt this way, you are not alone. Today I want to share a simple story about learning how to organize and manage time better. Not in a perfect way, but in a more peaceful and realistic way. So take a deep breath, relax, and let's begin. There was a time when I always felt busy. From morning until night, I felt like I was doing something. Checking my phone, answering messages, starting small tasks. But strangely, at the end of the day, I still felt like I had not accomplished much. It was a frustrating feeling. I thought I was working hard, but my time seemed to disappear. Sometimes I stayed up late trying to finish things. Other days I felt tired and overwhelmed. And slowly I realized something important. Being busy is not the same as being productive. That realization made me curious. If being busy didn't mean I was productive, then maybe I needed to look at my time in a different way. One day I decided to do a small experiment. Instead of trying to work harder, I simply started observing my day. I noticed how much time I spent on my phone. Just 5 minutes here, 10 minutes there. But those minutes slowly added up. I also noticed that I often switched between tasks. I would start one thing, then suddenly remember something else. Then I would jump to another task. By the end of the day, my mind felt scattered. That was when I realized that time management is really about attention. Where we place our attention determines how we use our time. Once I understood this, I wanted to try something simple to change my habits. I didn't want complicated productivity systems. I just wanted something realistic. So I started doing something very simple. Every evening I wrote down 3 important tasks for the next day. Not 10 tasks, not 20, just 3. These were the things that would make my day feel meaningful if I completed them. The next morning, I focused on those tasks first, and something surprising happened. Instead of feeling overwhelmed, I felt clear and calm, because I finally knew what truly mattered that day. But planning tasks was only the beginning. Soon I discovered another important lesson about time. Many of us lose time because we allow too many distractions. Notifications, social media, random conversations, unnecessary tasks. At first I tried to do everything, but eventually I realized something simple. Every time you say yes to something, you say no to something else. So I started protecting my time more carefully. Sometimes that meant turning off notifications. Sometimes it meant saying, "I will do this later." It was not always easy, but it helped me focus on what really mattered. And as I continued learning about time management, I discovered something even more important. At the beginning, I thought good time management meant doing more. More work, more tasks, more productivity. But over time, I realized that rest is also part of productivity. When we are constantly tired, our focus becomes weak, our decisions become slower, and even simple tasks take longer. So I started scheduling small breaks, short walks, quiet moments, time away from screens. And surprisingly, these small breaks made my work much better. With these small changes, my relationship with time slowly began to change. But there was still one final lesson that made everything clearer. For a long time, I believed that I needed the perfect routine, the perfect schedule, the perfect productivity system. But life is unpredictable. Some days things go exactly as planned. Other days everything changes. And that is completely normal. So instead of chasing perfection, I started focusing on progress. Even small progress matters. Completing one meaningful task, learning one new idea, taking one step forward. All of these things count. And this brings me to one final thought that I want to share with you today. Managing time is not about controlling every minute of your life. It is about being intentional with the time you have, choosing what truly matters, letting go of what doesn't, and remembering that your time is one of the most valuable things you own. You don't need to be perfect. You only need to take small steps toward a more balanced life. Thank you for spending this time with me today. I hope this podcast helped you relax and practice your English listening. And maybe it also gave you a small idea about how to manage your time a little better. See you in the next episode of Easy English Tips Podcast. Take care and keep learning.